Hey, do you ever find yourself wishing you could generate a wider range of creative options or questions without overthinking it, without needing everything to be perfect, and without using AI tools? One-page mini-zines are great for brainstorming, for generating, for exploring ideas, both quickly and deeply. And in this episode of the Gentle Rebel podcast, it'll be a short one, I want to show you how I use this particular medium, not only to structure our Haven zine, Coming to Our Senses, but also to develop some of the topics and prompts that we use to kind of bring out the things that we're exploring in it. I want to show you how this can also be a great tool to carry in your back pocket. Literally, it's tiny, and it's good for processing, for planning, and for expressing yourself in many different contexts. Often helps me when my mind's drawing a blank. It's just a really good, low stakes, quick way to expand how I'm thinking about maybe a question that I have, a challenge that I'm facing, or if I'm feeling stuck in need of a shake-up, or whatever it might be. And so we're going to finish this episode also with a quick, easy, low-stakes exercise that we can do together to get some creative juices flowing without using much brain power, hopefully. So stick around for that if you're up for it. And it's something that you can then use and adapt in different ways, however you feel you want to. So what is a mini-zine and how do you make one? If you've never seen one before, the mini-zine is folded and cut to essentially form a small booklet that you can hold in the palm of your hand. It's made from one piece of paper. My favourite way to do it has 8 panels that essentially become pages. Obviously, this is reversible. It's one piece of paper, so you can turn it over and do 8 more pages. So it gives you 16 pages from a single piece of paper. And the nature of zine making is that there are no rules to how you do it, so you can do it with just a pen and a piece of paper. That's all you need. There's no extra tools, no extra tech required. So in order to do this, fold the paper in half lengthways, and then fold that in half, and then fold that in half again. Then when you unfold it all, flatten it out, you should have 8 panels. Now fold it the other way so that it looks like a booklet. So if it's A4 paper, it will look like A5. And then cut the fold down the middle. So find the side that's been folded, and there will be a line in the middle of that. Cut that to the halfway where the intersection of the folds are. Don't go beyond that. And then open it out, and you will see there's a slit in the middle of the piece of paper. Fold it lengthways again, as you did at the beginning, and then squeeze it together so that there is a diamond in the middle, sort of diamond shape. And then you can fold it again together, flatten it, and you have a booklet that you should be able to flick through, and it will be just like you've got 8 pages right there. So when I use it to generate ideas, I keep it in this format, so I treat each panel as a separate page. When I'm creating zines like Coming to Our Senses, for example, I place the panels on the flat paper, so I would sort of create it as an open one piece of paper, which, as you'll see, if I number each page on this one, it doesn't necessarily put the pages in the most obvious places. You get used to it if you do it enough times. So this is an example of a zine that I printed on A3 last year. It's one of our Coming to Our Senses zines. So it came out as A6, which made it slightly easier to read denser areas of text. But this format has just been great for this collaborative community project that we do in the Haven because it gives us limits. So we set it's about a 6-week cycle. So we've got a window for development and then production. I kind of bring it all together at the end. We have 16 pages to fill, including the cover and the back. And then we just, work around a simple prompt, let our imaginations take hold and see where we go with it. And it's great. It's really, really fun to do it in that way. So why does this work for generating ideas? For me, the core element of this that works so well is those limits. One of the biggest obstacles to idea generation for me often is the blank page. It's the paradox of freedom and there's no limits. And then we might end up searching for rules, trying to find, how am I supposed to do this? or we end up staring at a blank page thinking, where do I start? So 8 or 16 panels, I think, is a perfect amount for putting limits on, idea generation. It gets it going because, we know the limit. We can stop once we reach it. So it's not too many that it becomes overwhelming, but it's also not too few so that you are not putting high stakes on, I've got to get, a couple of perfect ideas. Actually, you can keep going. And if you want to do 16, that's plenty. It takes quite a lot. And so, you just need to keep coming out with stuff, and quantity is more important than the quality, but it's a specific type of quantity rather than just endless reams of quantity. And we know that we can refine and we can reiterate later. So the quality can start to emerge once we've gone through this initial process. And I just think this kind of low stakes format means we can experiment. It's not about creating something that looks perfect or sounds perfect. You just go quickly, you let intuition and instinct run the show, and there's no second thoughts, no editing, no self-censoring. Okay, so let's finish by just doing something really quickly here with this one right now. The numbers on each panel, I remember those numbers that I wrote earlier. Set a timer for 1 minute and write down as many things that you associate with each number as you can. What comes to mind when you see that number? So maybe you start with 1. You don't have to start with 1. You can start with whichever number you want. But when you see that number, what are the things that come to mind? Speak it aloud. What comes to mind when you hear it? It might not be the number. It might just be something that the number sounds like. Don't overthink it. Again, don't self-censor. Don't edit. Just jot down, just draw, write anything that comes to mind. And then when that minute's finished, move on to the next one, set the timer again and go for that. And then when you finish, ask yourself, what do I notice as I flick through these pages? Notice any patterns, any repetitions, any contrasts, anything that stands out in any way. What did you notice in yourself while you were doing this? Maybe certain numbers were easier than others. Maybe you were hesitant to write certain things. Maybe you enjoyed particular aspects of it or noticed some resistance. Did you feel rushed? Did you rush yourself? Were you able to slow down? And then think about what you might be drawn to explore next as a result of this. A thread that you have picked up on, a question that has emerged out of it, an image, or something that might want a little bit more probing as you hold it maybe in light of a question that you're asking in life more generally, or a challenge that you're facing. I would love to hear how you got on with this. Here's how mine came out. And I've got several more exercises like this that I want to share in future episodes. I don't want to throw too many examples at you in one go. So I will stop here for this episode, but I will, break them into categories. So brainstorming for creative ideas, brainstorming for helpful questions, for exploration and reflection, and brainstorming for fresh options when you're facing challenges or big decisions. So I'll see you soon for those. In the meantime, if you fancy joining us to collaborate on a future issue of Coming to Our Senses, the Haven doors are always open. There are many opportunities to hang out with other gentle rebels, to deepen your relationship with your innate creativity, and to use that innate creativity to help process the world, understand more about who you are, and express your voice in a low stakes way. So you can find us at the-haven.co. All right, and I will see you again soon for another one. Until then, remember that you are an artist. The world needs your art. Now go and make somebody's day. Bye-bye.
So shines a good deed in a weary world.
All the angels in disguise. We can be, 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 we can all be angels in disguise. We can